is still a part of me. She's in too deep. Her promise she'll never keep, for there is too much between Sabina. I'd rather have one moment of the love she gives me than have to live my life without her. Sabina.
Come in.
Excuse me, Mr. Stevens. There's two gentlemen to see you.
We're police officers. I have reason to believe you're John Stevens.
Say, what is this?
I have a warrant for your arrest, and I must warn you that anything you say will be taken down and may be used in evidence. Good. Thanks. Stevens comes up before the magistrates tomorrow. You know, if they were prepared to bring him over from the other side, they're onto something big. And if it's that big, they'll spring him out of jail, that's for sure.
Well, we can soon stop that one. Switch jails and keep him in solitary for a while.
No, Jarvie, that's too defensive. If you can't fight him, join him. I'm going to give them a bit of help unofficially.
I don't think the commissioner will like that very much.
No? He'd like us to put them out of business, wouldn't he? And we can't do it by routine methods. I'm sending for Rick Hogan.
What? You must be mad, Bob. It's too big a risk. He might play it the wrong way. He's done it before.
Yes, I know about that. There was a personal reason. It meant the life of a good friend. Don't forget we've got the Tangier episode hanging over it. If we give him a clearance on that and his usual fee, I think he'll play.
Well, I still think it's too dicey.
Well, maybe you do, but I'm going to do it. So get your side organized and get moving.
Remarkable police force we've got, Mark. So vigilant. Must be almost 7 years since Stevens did the Sturmer job. You'd have thought they would have forgotten about it by now.
There's a hell of a lot of loot he got away with. Pity he had to come back.
Pity he had to be caught. We need him badly.
We're not going to get him, are we? It's like I said. We just have to make do with some local talent.
Nonsense.
But, Mr. Drake, does half a dozen Peterman could jelly open that safe?
I said nonsense. That safe is a Cronshaw. Do I have to explain it again? You don't jelly open a Cronshaw, you can't. You have to open a Cronshaw properly or not at all. That's how Stevens did the Sturmer job. He just opened it. Do you know anybody amongst the local talent who can do that?
Well, how does he do it?
My dear fellow, if I knew that, I wouldn't have gone to all the trouble and expense of fetching him over here. £10,000 is Mr. Stevens' cut out of this.
10,000 quid? Huh, there must be a stack of lolly in that safe.
Let me worry about the lolly. Is there anything else you want to know?
But what are we going to do now? I mean, with Stevens nabbed, well, you don't think he's going to get off, do you?
I think that highly unlikely. They wouldn't have arrested him on board ship if they hadn't thought it was going to stick. No, we must just be patient, Mark, and wait. I'm not paying for his defense, and I'm certainly not going to be seen hanging about the Old Bailey. Nor are you or anybody else connected with our project. We don't know Stevens. We're not interested in Stevens. He's a bad man. Now, if you or me or any of us are seen there, police might think we had something to do with his coming over.
And if they send him down?
Then we shall have to get him out.
What about Vic Farlow?
I don't like Farlow, and he's damned expensive. But his organization is good.
Smart. The way he hooked Joe Gregg out of Wandsworth.
And Eddie Danvers and Sid Kane out of the Moor. Yes, he's a smart operator. I think we were to ask Mr. Farlow to call. I'm pretty certain we're going to need him.
jury have convicted you of burglary and safe-breaking and theft of property to the value of £70,000. It is a verdict with which I am in entire agreement, and the fact that nearly 6 years has elapsed since this offense was committed does not in any way diminish its gravity. You are a violent and dangerous criminal from whom the public has a right to be protected. The least sentence I can pass upon you is that you go to prison for 7 years, and I shall also make a recommendation that you be deported back to your own country after the expiration of your sentence. Take him away.
Right, thanks. He's been sentenced. They're bringing him down now.
All right, Stevens. In you go.
We've got exactly 2 minutes before the relief officers come on. They've never seen Stevens. As far as they're concerned, you are Stevens from now on, so play it rough.
Right. Oh, by the way, how long have I got? I mean, from his lordship.
7 years.
That's a mighty long stretch.
Oh, I don't know. Just about right for 70,000 quid. And they say Raybury is very comfortable. As jails go.
Well, we want some action before that. If my hunch is right, Stevens was brought over here for something really big. Whoever wants him now. They're not going to wait 7 years. Breaking out of jail is becoming a bad habit these days. My newspaper keeps telling me there's someone behind that, too. They may be right. Someone with an organization and plenty of money to chuck about. We want to know who it is and how it's done. Okay?
Okay. Oh, just as a matter of academic interest, supposing no one does spring me. 7 years is a long time. Let's see, 7 years at 4.5%, that brings the ante up to,
Don't worry. If nobody's hooked you out in 6 weeks, we're on the wrong beam anyway. I dare say someone will remember to fill in the right forms for your release.
And what about Stevens?
To Parkhurst. Very safe. It's all right, you won't meet him. I hope. All right, they're coming. Remember, from now on, you're on your own. You're Stevens. If they get you out, remember how it was done, but don't try to contact us until you found out what they wanted Stevens for.
Ready, Stevens?
Since you're asking, no. I was thinking of staying a while.
You'll never keep it up, lad. Remember, 7 years.
7 years? Oh, I can do that standing on my head.
Maybe that's your trouble, Stevens. You always choose the hard way.
You know, I think your London policemen are wonderful.
Getting Stevens out is going to be tricky. Dead tricky.
Perhaps you'd like me to write to the prison commissioners about it. Maybe they'd transfer him.
Sure, I'd like that fine. When you've done that, let me know. I'm in no hurry, Drake. Perhaps Stevens will behave himself. Then you'll have him around in about 5.5 years. It's cheaper that way, if you can afford to wait. All right, Fowler, sit down. I want Stevens, and I want him now. Can you spring him? Could be. It'll cost money. A lot of money.
How much?
There's a couple of trustees inside. They won't move until their wives have informed them the current state of their savings book. They're greedy, worried types. And there's the outside organization. That's transport.
How much?
You want him badly, don't you? Who's paying? You or Stevens?
He is. He doesn't know it yet. I've only just thought of it.
Do you think they want to pay $5,000 to get out?
I shouldn't think so. But he's a dangerous customer, I'm told. Aren't you frightened, Farlow?
Of Stevens? Why should I be frightened? Getting him to pay up is your affair. I send my bill to you. 1,000 now. 2,000 when the break is made. Press reports to count as evidence. And the balance on delivery of customer to agreed address. In cash, of course.
Of course.
Will tomorrow do? And Stevens, how soon?
2 weeks? 3?
We'll see, eh?
Dining with us today, then?
Well, you want to file a complaint or something?
No, not me, mate. Just thought you preferred your own private suite. I've seen you out here before. What do you think of it? Nice, eh? We dine here often, don't we, Darnie?
Yeah, here in the Ritz. How's it compare with Alcatraz, Yank?
Not in the same class. Falls flat on amenities and the service is lousy.
Not all that bad, Stevens. I should eat it up if I were you.
Would you, sir?
Not worse to eat, and better people eating it.
Darnie, what he says, Yank.
Well, forget the Yank, huh? The name's Johnny.
Okay, Johnny. I've been here 3 years. I'll sit down and make the best of it.
If you don't, you go raving bonkers. I've seen it. Right, Darnie?
Right. 7 years is a long time without any food. It ain't so bad at that. After a time, you can't get used to stuffing. It's fine.
Well, you better have mine. Because I'm not staying that long.
What do you mean, Johnny? Not staying?
Harry Stern didn't, did he?
Harry had friends on the outside.
Yeah. Well, great for Harry. I got friends, too.
Harry's friends have money.
My friends got money, too.
You're never get out of here, Johnny.
Huh? How'd Harry Stern get out?
Dunno.
Come on. Well, let's who hooked him.
Dunno.
Who does know? Come on, who runs the Vine? Is it a trustee?
Did you read much, Johnny?
If it's worthwhile, yeah, why?
We've got a decent library here. Lots of books. Marriott's a librarian, he's a queer. They always get the best jobs, keeps them away from us. Well, he's helped. Always willing to tell you anything.
What are you in for, mate?
It's none of your business.
Marriott? Oh, somebody told me you had a book here that might be interesting to me. What's it called now? Something to do with Harry. Hooking Harry? No, that's not it. Stern First. No. I got it. Over the Wall, that's it. Know anything about it?
We've nothing here with that name. You must be mistaken.
Oh, I don't think so, unless it's not here anymore. I mean, someone's taken it.
What's all the talk about, Marriott?
It's nothing, sir. It's just about a book.
What book? What do you want, Stevens?
I think there's some mistake, sir. Someone told this man we had a book.
Well, what book, then?
Well,
Pilgrim's Progress, sir.
Of course there's a copy of Pilgrim's Progress. What's the matter with you, Marriott? Have you looked for it, Stevens?
Oh, I wouldn't know where to look, sir. This is my first time here.
You'd better go and help him find it, Marriott.
Yes, sir. Perhaps it's been put back in the wrong order.
Well, which way's the traffic run, Marriott? Do I wait for them, or do you let them know I'm ready with the money?
You'll have to wait. I don't know who they are. They want you to let me know.
How?
Have you found it yet, Marriott?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. Oh, I'll be back. I'm a very fast reader. There you are. I told you I was a fast reader.
Thursday.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Garbage detail Thursday. Watch your chance. Charlie will be there.
Yeah, fine. There's a coat in the back. Put it on. Have any trouble?
I think the driver of that truck saw me. I couldn't help it.
What time do they bang you down back there?
8.
It gives us about 10 minutes at the most before they find you blown. Unless the lorry driver's already phoned the prison, then we've got a couple of minutes less.
Long enough?
About right. I'm dropping you at my place, not 5 minutes away. My wife's there. She'll know what to do. There's bound to be a roadblock pretty soon, and I want to be seen alone. That's the best alibi for this kind of job. I'll be back tomorrow or the day after.
And when do we move? What do we do now?
Operational procedure number 2. Bail out. At the next corner, you jump for it. There's a ditch. Roll into it and lie still.
Well, I may have to with a broken neck.
I'll lead them on.
cut through the woods and make for the cottage. You can't mistake it if you remember what I told you. When? What's the matter, officer? Was I driving too fast? I thought this was an unrestricted road.
It is, sir. Why did you turn round just now?
Are you serious? Surely there's no
It
offense.
is serious, sir. The convicts just escaped from Ravery jail.
Oh, I see. Of course, you would be suspicious. As a matter of fact, I've lost my cigarette lighter. It suddenly occurred to me I may have left it in the pub back there. So I decided to go back and look for it.
What was the name of the pub, sir?
Funny you should ask. I especially noticed it. The Double Furrow. An odd name.
Can I see your driving license, sir?
Certainly.
Stay where you are and put your hands up. I have a gun.
Are you Mrs. Fowler?
Who are you? What do you want?
Well, your husband told me to come here. I'm Stevens, Johnny Stevens.
Where's Vic, my husband?
Well, there was a roadblock. I had to leave him, but he's all right.
Keep talking.
Out here, is that wise?
For you it is safer, I think.
Oh, I see. Well, can I put my hands down? I talk better that way. You're not very trusting, are you? What'll I talk about? I warn you, my life story's not very pretty. I busted open my baby brother's piggy bank with a firecracker when I was 5.
What prison have you come from?
Well, I just had a few words with the manager of that Ravery joint. He's not very civil. I don't think I'll stay there again.
What is the number of my husband's car?
5090 HP, I think.
I will unlock the door. Wait until I tell you to enter. You may come in now. I still have the gun. Close the door, please. Sit down.
Hey, look, ma'am, you've no reason to be scared of me. This is the only place I'll be safe tonight. I'm not likely to forget that. The British still have pretty strong ideas about escaped convicts who use violence. You know, if you were to give me that, I'd refuse it. They still hang us guys who break out of jail and shoot. Now, why'd you put it away? Your husband trusted me.
My husband trusts nobody.
Well, maybe not. Maybe he's got reasons.
My husband knows that you are in his hands, that you can do nothing without him. He has no reason to fear you.
You have?
I'm alone in this house, mein Herr. And you have been in a prison. A long time, perhaps, I don't know.
Oh, not that long, ma'am.
Nevertheless, I keep the gun, yes?
You've made your point, ma'am.
Announced that John Stevens, who was found guilty at the Old Bailey recently of a £70,000 robbery, escaped from Ravery prison this evening. Stevens, who was serving a 7-year sentence, could be dangerous, and the police have issued a warning that he may be armed.
Here are some of my husband's clothes.
Oh, thanks. Where do I change?
The bathroom is over there. I'll get you something to eat.
Well, thanks. I'm starving.
Harvey?
Not a word, Bob.
Thank heavens for that. Sounds odd, I bet.
Yeah, I must admit I've never heard you say you were glad that a convict had escaped.
Perhaps that's because I was expecting, or hoping rather, that this one would. Johnny on the loose is our one chance of finding out who's behind these jailbreaks. How long can he stay free? If he gets caught now, bang go our plans for finding out who brought the real Stevens over and why.
Can't we call the chase off?
What, with the BBC and ITV plugging the news and the press on our heels? We must not only look for Johnny, we must be seen looking for Johnny. Raining. Hope he's found himself somewhere snug for the night.
Hello, good evening. There's been another prison escape. John Stevens, who was serving a 7-year sentence for safe breaking, made a daring escape from Raybury Prison late this afternoon. The hunt is going on mainly around the prison itself, but police think that Stevens may have had help from outside in getting away.
I feel real sorry for those guys. It's a lousy night to be running around.
There was a report later this evening of his being seen in the Mayfair area of London.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Jack. Just keep looking there.
Oh, now, Central Africa.
Soon, I think they come here.
Perhaps, but not tonight. We're a bit too far away from the prison.
When did Vic say he would come for you?
Tomorrow, next day?
Are you in a hurry to leave, I mean? Have you plans?
No, none. But I reckon somebody else has, and why bother to spring me out of jail? Your husband. I take it he isn't just opposed on principle to the idea of locking guys like me up in prison.
Vic doesn't do anything on principle.
Well, then why?
What he does for money. Money is the only thing he loves.
Oh, that, ma'am, I find very hard to believe.
Do you? Why?
Well, surely he doesn't make his living that way. I mean, that's not how he pays the rent.
You're very naive in some ways, mein Lieber.
Why don't you call me Johnny, as I look like being here a while?
Okay, Johnny. I'm Sabina.
Hi. Oh, why am I so simple-minded?
You think there's no money in helping people to escape from prison? You are wrong. There's big money to be had, if you have the right people. Money and wives, even.
You mean you?
Yes, Johnny. I have reason to be grateful to Vic, too. Does it shock you?
Well, why should it shock me? But you're German, aren't you?
Yes. But when I left school, I was in England for a little time. That's when I met Vic. When I turned to German, he followed me. There was trouble.
And he broke you out of a German jail? What a guy.
It wasn't a jail, not a proper one. They said I was in need of care and correction. It was not so difficult for him.
And you're grateful to him?
For this life? The fear, the worry, never knowing who will come next to the door, never staying long in one place.
Still, I should have thought it's better than a German prison.
That's right.
Well, I bet he didn't get you out for dough, though. He must be pretty fond of you.
Yes, I guess he is. But don't trust him too far, Johnny. He can put you back in prison just as easily as he can get you out. Easier. He has done that when men haven't paid up. What are you paying?
We didn't get around to discussing how the cops broke up our meeting, but I expect we will pretty soon.
It won't be peanuts, Johnny.
I figured it wouldn't be. As a matter of fact, I think somebody else is paying for this break. Trouble is, I don't know who it is. You wouldn't know, I suppose.
Vic never tells me who he's working for. He, how do you say, just pay the rent. You'll have to sleep over there. We have no guest room. Do you mind?
Not at all. Looks great. This place I stayed in last night had plenty of guest rooms, but no imagination.
I'll get you some blankets. I hope these will be enough. The room is quite warm.
I'll be fine, thanks.
I'll leave you then.
Right. Well, thanks for everything.
Good night, Johnny.
I'd rather you hadn't come here, Fowler.
I bet you do. 2,000 quid's a lot to pay on the strength of a newspaper headline. But he's out, Drake. Stevens' escape is the 5th prison break within the last 3 months. And the authorities are now convinced that all have been the work of an organization, led by one of the most skillful men in the underworld. It's a lot more like that. Very flattering. Would you like to hear more?
Are you sure you weren't followed?
Here? No. I was last night, after I left the cops at the roadblock. I told them I'd left my lighter in the Double Furrow, a pub on the road. That was my reason for turning round, I said.
Well, then they followed you then.
Relax, fellas, relax. No, they didn't follow me, they radioed. When I went in the Double Furrow, there was a plainclothes cop there, with boots as thick as your head, Mark.
Well, then they do know. They know you're lying.
Me? Lying? Well, you ought to know me better than that, Mark, didn't he, Drake?
Oh, all right, all right. What happened?
Happened? Why, I collected my lighter, of course.
What do you mean you had left one there?
Naturally, that's what I told the constable, wasn't it?
You think of everything, don't you, Farlow?
But of course. That lighter wasn't the only one I left behind me in a pub. There was another at the Green Man at Ditchley Cross, and one in the Blue Sow just outside Raybury. You see how my expenses mount up, Drake? My overheads are really quite frightening.
You'll get paid.
In cash.
I'm getting it. Where's Stevens?
Safe?
Fair enough. Keep him that way. Who looks after him?
Sabine. My wife.
That should keep him reasonably contented.
Just what the hell do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Just that, wasn't she that German piece who...
Mouth, Drake. Such a ruddy foul mouth, I'll choke the daylights out of you.
Don't do that again, Farlow.
Then leave my wife out of it, see? And just remember, Drake, I've still got Stevens, and I know where he belongs. In the pen at Raybury. It's a lot easier putting him back than hooking him out, you know. Now we'll talk about the money.
I told you I'm getting it. I didn't know you'd collected him till this morning. And I don't walk around with £2,000 sewn in my suit.
Okay. When can I have it?
Tomorrow.
I'll call. But don't try stalling, Drake.
Well, why didn't you pay him? You've got it ready. I got it ready. But I'm not ready for Stevens. If anyone's looking after Johnny Stevens while he's still hot, it's not going to be me. That's Farlow's responsibility. That's what he's paid for.
What's the matter, Johnny? Why don't you relax?
Wonder what they'll do with my watch. Probably give it to some screw, I guess.
Rick has 2 or 3. I'll get you one. There you are.
Thanks. Vic's got a lot of nice things.
They suit you. Like they were made for you.
I wonder when they'll come.
You're very anxious to go away. Have you got a girl in London?
No, I haven't got a girl anywhere. I'd just like to know what's going on. I'd like some action.
Don't be bored. Come on. Let's dance.
Well, why not? But I warn you, I'm a bit rusty.
No, you are not. Rick is a very bad dancer.
Oh? Then mind your toes, I'm in his shoes.
Johnny, why are you so anxious to go away? You are safer here.
Am I? Now, wait a minute. Look, I know Vic's only in this for the dough. I know he doesn't care about me or anyone else he breaks out of jail, but...
But what?
He took a big gamble yesterday. I don't want his biggest gamble to be leaving me here alone with you.
He always gambles. He's paid for it. Very well paid.
Yeah, I guess he is. But there's some things you can't pay a guy for. Some things you've got to have some trust about. Some things you just don't take from a guy.
Johnny, there's nothing of Rick's I wouldn't take or give. I can't go on being grateful always, not all my life. Because he snatched my body from prison, does it mean he possesses me?
Look, I don't need a diagram. I just said he takes gambles. But I think the biggest gamble he takes is leaving anyone he breaks out of jail here alone. With you.
Du gemeiner Kerl. Du Schuft, du Schwein. I hate you for that, Johnny. I hate you. Do you understand? I hate you. You shouldn't have said that. I'll put you back where you belong. In jail. Poor Johnny. It's the police. Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry to trouble you, ma'am. We're just making a routine search in connection with that escaped prisoner.
Oh, please come in, Sergeant. It's cold.
Oh, thank you very much, ma'am. It's nothing to worry about, just routine, you understand.
You will have a drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. Not on duty.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, about this man, I don't suppose you've seen anybody strange hanging about?
You would like to search the house, yes?
No, I don't think that'll be necessary, ma'am.
My bedroom is just up these steps.
Oh, well, I'll take your word for that, ma'am. I'm afraid I haven't got the time. I mean, I got a lot to do. Yeah, well, let's see now. Mrs. Farlow. Perhaps I could speak to Mr. Farlow.
Oh, but no, he's not at home. Of course.
Of course. Well, if you see any strange blokes hanging about, perhaps you'll,
Do what, Sergeant?
Get in touch with us, ma'am. Get in touch at once. You are on the phone, aren't you? Have you got our number, Andy?
Oh, always, Sergeant. If I'm frightened tonight, I will ring for you. Yes?
Yeah. Well, no, not exactly. I mean, not unless you really feel you must. Yeah, well, good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you.
You bitch. Why'd you do that?
Because you made me suffer, Johnny. Because you hurt me.
Come here. I said come here.
There's 2,000. Do you want to count it?
No. I don't think you'd be such a fool as to try and shortchange me.
When can you deliver?
Tomorrow, Dan?
Fine.
I'll drive down right away. Should reach there about midnight.
Do you want to telephone your wife?
No. She'll be expecting me any time I arrive.
Well, that's nice. Let's hope she's kept Johnny Stevens safe. And happy. I want him at Patterson's garage. Do you know it?
I know it. He'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. That do?
And I'll have the rest of the cash to settle the deal. And give my love to Sabina.
I'm getting worried, Jarvie. Where the hell is he? Supposing they found out who he really is.
Well, I did warn you, sir. And the real Stevens can't be kept in solitary much longer. As soon as he opens his big mouth, it'll be known in every pen in the country.
Hello? Patterson? Is that you? Right. Now listen. We're delivering the merchandise tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, as specified. Mm-hmm. And handle it with care. All right. Goodbye.
Are you angry?
Angry? With you?
With yourself? Why?
Gosh, you're beautiful.
Why, Johnny? Why are you angry with yourself?
Sabina, you'd never understand. Not in a million years. Let's not complicate things any further. Let's just go on looking at things your way, simply. Just basic emotions.
Like love and hate?
They're pretty basic, I guess.
Pretty basic, I guess. Which do you feel now? Do you love me? Johnny, go on hating me.
There, Sabina? Sabina!
All right, Vic. I'm coming.
You were a long time answering.
I was asleep. Wait a moment. I come down and open the door. I didn't expect you tonight. Why didn't you phone?
Thought I'd surprise you. How have you been, honey? My clothes suit you. You okay, Stevens?
Yeah, fine. Well, when do we start?
Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in London. We go to Patterson's garage. That's where you meet the big boss, I'd say.
Who is the boss, Fowler?
You'll find that out soon enough.
Okay. Well, in case we get separated, where is Patterson's?
Off the Edgware Road, Pendle Street. I have eaten, honey, but I'm tired. Good night, Stevens. See you in the morning.
Good night.
Listen, Johnny, you are in danger.
What do you mean?
No, don't talk. Listen. Vic told me the deal is off. He's going to sell you.
What?
Quick, get up. Get dressed. Here's some money and the keys of Vic's car. Push it out of the garage. There's a slope. Start it down the lane.
What about you?
Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. I shall have to lie about you, Johnny. Say you must have stolen the keys. You'd better take this too.
Like I told you, honey, you still hang, escape easy, use these.
Quick, hurry, hurry.
What is it? Sabina, where are you?
I'm here. Come quickly.
Yes, what's the matter?
And that's not a lie. You and me's got the same opinion about roses, I reckon. I can't stand them. What's the matter, love? Run out of petrol for your lighter or something?
No, I was supposed to meet someone here. I was just a bit early, that's all.
Oh, gosh, say that again. It's only 4:30. I was just thinking of getting a bit of shut-eye, if you know what I mean.
Sorry to disturb you.
Oh, that's all right. You're American, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, come on. Come on in.
No, that's all right.
Oh, have a cup of tea, or must it be coffee? Oh, please yourself. The kettle's on. Come on tell me all about your Rosa trouble.
Okay, thanks.
Come in. Come on in, love. Take your coat off and sit down. Here's your tea. It's nice and hot anyway. Sorry it's not coffee. There wasn't enough milk.
That's all right. This'll be fine.
What was you wanting out there? Looking for a job in the garage?
Yeah. A friend of mine told me there was one gone.
Oh. Why was you hiding from that copper?
Oh, this time of the morning, he might have thought I was up to something.
Oh, yes, you're right there. They're born with nasty minds, coppers are. But what was you doing here so early? Did your old woman kick you out or something?
I came up from the country. I took an early train.
Oh, I see. Well, drink up your tea. What's your name?
Johnny. Johnny Smith.
We make do with Johnny, eh? Mine's Maudie. Maudie Smith. Oh, perhaps we're long-lost brother and sister, eh? Well, Johnny, you might as well stay here until the garage opens up. There's plenty of tea in the pot, and I can even lend you a razor if you want to shave.
Oh, thanks. I could use one.
Oh, well, you won't mind if I try and get a bit of shut-eye, will you? I don't suppose you feel tired, do you?
No, I better have that shave.
Okay, dear. Well, let yourself out if I'm still hors de combat when you want to go.
Yeah, I will. Oh, and thanks a lot.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Now then, Jarvie, what the hell is all this?
I'm sorry to get you out of bed, sir, but in view of what I've just said...
Yes, that's all right, but is it true? Have you confirmed it?
No doubt about the fact, sir. The woman, Mrs. Farlow, gave the local police full particulars.
And her husband's dead?
Yep. Died immediately, shot through the stomach. His wristwatch, about £25 in loose cash, some clothes, and his car were taken. His wife caught a fleeting glance at the man as he left, sir. I'm afraid it sounds remarkably like our Johnny.
What about the gun? Is that her husband's?
Yes.
Any prints?
Yes, but they're not his or his wife's. We haven't got a set of Johnny's dabs here, sir. They're down at Records.
Are they sending them?
Yeah, right away. They should be here any time now.
What about the car?
That's what this call was about. They've just found it abandoned at the Marble Arch end of Edgware Road. I've got all the chaps I can spare down there, sir. He can't have got far.
It can't be, Johnny. Why should he do such a damn fool thing? It can't be.
Perhaps there was a row, sir.
What do you mean, a row?
Well, if Johnny'd been hiding out there, if this chap Farlow was one of the gang who organised these jailbreaks, well, perhaps there was a row over something.
Come on, Jarvie, let's have it.
Well, I'd spoken on the phone earlier with the local police sergeant, sir. He seemed a bit overwhelmed by Mrs. Farlow. He'd seen her before, but he was still in a kind of a trance, if you get me. I gather she's a very tasty piece of continental crackling, sir.
And you're suggesting that Johnny found this delicious morsel to his taste, too?
Yes.
Farlow and he quarreled?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. This is murder. We can't cover up for that, and Johnny's not such a fool as to think we can.
Then why doesn't he phone?
Perhaps he can't.
Give me your smile, the sunshine in your eyes.
The police have announced that a Mr. Victor Farlow was shot dead early this morning at his home near Ditchley Cross. Mrs. Farlow has given the police a description of a man who was seen shortly after the crime was committed. Ditchley Cross is near Raybury Prison, from which John Stevens, alleged to be dangerous, recently escaped. It's just been announced that the stolen car...
I don't know what blokes are thinking of these days, killing one another. It's nothing but kill, kill, kill. Oh, shut up, you. What we want in this world is a little more love. That's what I say. It's love that makes the world go round. Well, I'll make you a nice cup of tea, Johnny. And I'll fry you some bacon. It'll do you good to have something in your stomach before your interview.
You're a great gal, Maudie. Anyone ever tell you that before?
Oh, not for a long time, Johnny, and not so nicely. And not just for a cup of tea, neither.
Maudie, I want to ask you a favor.
What is it, Johnny?
Well, I'm not due at the garage till 9 o'clock. I got to meet someone there who's going to introduce me. Mind if I stay here till then?
No. Make yourself at home, dear. I'll go and get a paper just as soon as we've had breakfast.
Oh, thanks.
You on the phone here?
No, but there's a phone across at old Patterson's office. I sometimes use that. He don't mind.
Hello, is that you, Drake?
Oh, it's you, Patterson.
Now listen, Drake. I've just had visitors.
What sort of visitors?
Now be your age. Who do you think?
So?
You've heard the news, I suppose.
About our mutual friend? Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I heard it firsthand.
The deal's off, Drake. That merchandise was hot before. It's too ruddy hot to handle now.
Now listen, Patterson. There's nothing for you to worry about.
I'll watch there isn't.
Patterson! At last. If Stevens goes there now, Patterson is certain to shop him.
He will go there. Vic told him he would meet you there. And you are the only person he can turn to now.
But he doesn't know me. He doesn't know any of the boys. And we don't know him. We've never seen him. Even if somebody did go to the garage now, Patterson would be certain to throw him out. You can't go up to every man passing the place and say, "Are you Johnny Stevens, the man that shot Vic Farlow?"
Johnny knows me. And I know him.
Well, that's quite an idea. Would you do that? After all, Johnny shot Vic.
You know why I came here, Harry.
Well, I hope so, honey.
You knew about Vic and me. We were not very... I didn't love him. But we were partners in a business.
You always said you wanted to quit.
I have quit. Johnny Stevens has seen to that. But there's still a little matter of 2,000 pounds owing, Harry.
Well, I think I can do better than that, sweetheart. Stevens' cut out of this job was to have been 10,000 pounds. He's not going to get that now. It's cost me 3,000 to get him out of jail, not to mention the 2,000 I still owe you. And there's a murder charge hanging over his head. You'll have to be content with what he's given. Say, 1,000. Now, as I see it, the rest could belong to you, Sabina.
I don't understand.
What are your plans? What did you tell the local police this morning?
The truth? I told them I could not stay in that cottage by myself. Not after what had happened. I couldn't, Harry. I said I had friends in London, that I could stay with them.
And so you shall. But why just London? I'm all set for a world cruise after tonight. Are you interested?
Perhaps. And tonight you need Johnny Stevens. Where?
I want him at Mark's place. Will you get him for me?
I'll get him for both of us.
Put that down.
You, Patterson?
If I am?
Well, I'm Stevens, Johnny Stevens.
Now look here, Stevens, I don't know you, and I don't want to know you. The deal's off. I don't handle killers.
Oh, boy, but look...
Now you look, son, and listen. Now, I don't want to get mixed up in any murder rap. Now, get out.
Well, okay, but... Look, just one thing. Where do I find the guy I was supposed to meet, you know?
Gerard, 1873.
Thanks.
Okay, Stevens, on your way.
now, Johnny Ducks.
Marty, you've got to help me. You must.
Well, what is it, Johnny?
Now, don't talk to him. Just listen. Now, here. There's a phone number on there and my signature. Don't worry when you see the name. It'll be okay. Do you know the number Whitehall 1212?
God, that's Scotland Yard.
Yes, that's right. I want you to phone or go there.
What, me? Not bleeding likely.
See, Marty, you must. Do you know Superintendent Jeffcott?
Oh, Dovecott. Do you think I'm bonkers or something?
Marty, you must get that number to him. Please. Please.
Quick, Johnny. Jump in.
Mind where you're putting your great feet. No wonder crime's on the up and up with every blessed copper chasing all the skirts in London.
Now then, Maudie, that's enough of that.
I haven't seen you give me that sort of look lately.
Oh, well, we're none of us getting any younger, Maudie.
Oh, thanks. Speak for yourself.
Absolutely no doubt, sir. The report says the prints on the gun and those on the wheel of the car are identical with these from records. They're Johnny Stevens, all right.
I'm staying here by the phone, Jarvie. I want you to go out with the others. Find Johnny and bring him in.
Right.
You still haven't told me what happened last night. Vic was shot. I heard that on the news. It seems Mrs. Fowler gave the police a description of the killer that sounded mighty like me.
No, then jump to that. You must believe me.
Yeah, I guess I'm not seeing where I am. Well, what did happen?
After you left, Rick came down, and he found me and guessed that I had... How do you say?
Tip me off?
Yes, that is it. He guessed everything. He was mad, crazy. There was a fight. It was horrible.
And you shot him? Oh, great. Oh, now what?
I'm taking you somewhere safe. Later, Mr. Drake.
Drake? Oh, so that's the boss's name, huh? But how did you know? Or have you always known?
Rick let it out last night while we were arguing. I had to find him. He's the only man now he can get us away.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting Mr. Drake. I've traveled 3,000 miles, been in and out of prison just to make his acquaintance.
You'll meet him later. Just now he's making final arrangements for tonight.
Tonight? We having a party or something?
You earned the rent tonight, Johnny.
Is this Drake's place?
No, but this is safer.
Oh, I see.
It's only for an hour or so. The door's open.
Whose place is it? I mean, is there anyone here?
A man called Mark. He's all right. See you later.
All right, see you later.
Drinks on the sideboard and cigarettes.
Oh, thanks.
You'll have to stay here till tonight. I suppose you know that.
Uh-huh.
Well, you might as well make yourself comfortable.
Comfortable? Can't we afford anything better? Where's the telephone?
Well, you weren't thinking of making a phone call, were you?
No, of course not, but how's Drake going to contact us?
Well, he'll come here. This is one job he wants to see done for himself. He thinks a lot of you. After all the trouble and expense he's been to, you better be pretty good tonight. Oh, yes. I nearly forgot. What about tools for tonight?
Tools?
Yes, that's right. Well, you weren't thinking of using your teeth on that Cronshaw, I suppose.
Oh, no, of course not. I mean...
Well, you better make up your mind. Sharp. We've got the stuff you ordered. You know, what you wrote about from the States.
Oh, why in the hell did you say so? No, that's all I need.
So you're Stevens?
Uh-huh. And I guess you're Drake, eh?
Just so that we understand one another, here's $1,000 on account.
And the rest?
How much did we agree?
Your agent wrote it all down for me. I got a bad memory. Oh, but not that bad.
It cost us a lot of money to get you out.
Cost me a lot going in.
All right, let it go. We can talk later. Now, about tonight. Everything's fixed as far as getting in is concerned. What's the matter? We're not being followed, are we?
Oh, no. Well, where's this place and what are we after?
It's a factory. Small place, makes equipment.
Equipment?
Equipment for NATO. Getting in is easy. The gatekeeper is friendly.
Okay, it's all clear.
All right, Stephen, get started. told you it was a Cronshaw.
Look, Bob. Here's a report from the German police, and here's some photographs from our own files. Looks as if your hunch could be right.
Yes, it certainly does. I think now we should... Superintendent Jeffcott here. Who? Who? Well, what on earth does she... What? Yes, of course, put her through. Hello, Morty, what's your trouble? Yes, Gerard 1873. Right? Right. Yes, you bet we will. Thanks. Come on, Jarvie, let's see some action. Check that phone number and get the address.
Yeah, but what's it all about?
I'll tell you as we go. Come on, get a move on. Meet me downstairs in the squad car.
All right.
Where's the dough?
Here's what I came for. And I get paid in any currency I like. A nice fat blueprint. And I get my cut tonight. Now you get on back with Mark and I'll see you tomorrow.
Just a minute, I gotta make a phone call.
Oh, I shouldn't do that if I were you.
Well, you're not going to. I am. Gerard 1873.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
I didn't know you were expecting company, Sabina.
These gentlemen are...
The police. Yes, I know. We've met before. What is it, Jeffcott? What are you doing here?
Waiting for you, Drake?
Really? You seem to have made yourself at home. Now, would you mind telling me why, before I tell you to leave?
We're looking for a man called Stevens. Johnny Stevens.
Stevens. Stevens. Should I know?
You're a little too fast, Drake. You want to watch that tongue of yours. Mrs. Fowler met you earlier today. You know that her husband was shot, and the description of the man who we think was...
Oh, the character. The chap that broke jail.
You wouldn't know where he is, would you, Drake?
Director inquiries. Hello, I wonder if you could help me. I'm trying to find the address of a Mr. Drake. And the telephone number is Gerard 1873.
Yes, sir?
I've received information this evening that connects you with Stevens.
You want to get yourself a new flock of stool pigeons. Mrs. Fowler happens to be an old friend of mine. Do you think I'm going to cover up for her husband's murderer? Do you think I'm going to hide Stevens?
It's just a thought. If you go to all the trouble and expense of bringing him over from the States...
Go on. What for?
To open a safe.
What safe?
Suppose you tell me.
Supposing I don't.
Then I'd guess it was a Cronshaw. Stevens' speciality.
You know, I like you, Jeffcott. You take risks. You know, I could get you into real trouble for what you said tonight, but I won't.
Thanks. But before you write to the commissioner, let me tell you something. Stevens was at Patterson's garage this morning. Before he left, he wrote this phone number on a piece of paper. Why?
All right. I'll buy it.
Why? And how did you get hold of it anyway?
Do you know Patterson?
Yeah, a little. I have met him. Now, I'll be straight with you, Jeffcott. The Fowlers are friends of mine, and I want Stevens as badly as you do, after what he's done to them. Now, I tell you what I'll do. I have ways and means of finding people when I want them. And if you come back here tomorrow morning, I might be able to give him to you. Okay?
Why not now?
Johnny!
Well, here you are, Inspector. This is the man that paid to have me sprung out of jail. This is what he wanted so badly.
Oh, Johnny, I have been so frightened for you.
Very touchy. But aren't you forgetting this is your husband's murderer, Mrs. Fowler?
I think you better tell him what you told me in the car.
Yes, I was so frightened. There was an accident. My husband fought me and we struggled and the gun went off.
That's not what you told the local police this morning, Mrs. Fowler.
Well, what did you tell them?
Nothing. The police were looking for you and they jumped to conclusions.
No, they didn't jump to any conclusions, Mrs. Fowler. There was only one set of prints on that gun, and they were yours, Johnny.
What? Mine?
Johnny, it isn't true. Not what you are thinking. I wouldn't do this to you, Johnny. I love you. I love you.
Yeah, sure. You love me. That's why you tip a gun in my hand to get my prints all over it. Well, what did you use when you shot him? A glove or a handkerchief?
You should have stuck to your first story, Fraulein Brandt.
Brandt. That's this lady's name, or one of them. Quite a notorious character in Germany, eh, Fraulein?
What do you know about me?
About as much as the German police, I believe. They sent us a little dossier about you. They'd rather like us to send you back, like we did 5 years ago.
Nein, das können Sie nicht. I won't go. I'm English now. My name is Farlow.
Is it? I think it would be best if you made a complete statement about what happened last night after Johnny'd gone. About the fight, I mean, Mrs. Farlow.
I don't think he'll be needing these 2 airline tickets anymore, sir.
They were for us, Johnny. Honestly, 2 tickets to South America. I wasn't going with Drake. With you, Johnny.
You know, someday you're going to have to make up your mind what you really want.
And when I do, will you be there, Johnny?
Who knows? I'll be around. I don't know, Jeffcott. That was a bit too close for me. I think Stevens is better off in jail.
You didn't really think I'd let you take that murder rap, did you, Rick?
Oh, I don't know. Sabina just gave me my alibi. What were you going to come up with? Yeah, that's what I thought.
We shall need you later, Rick. See you, and thanks.
Oh, Jeffcott. I might be able to use those tickets.
Want both of them?
Maybe. Oh, hello. Look, I've got a couple of tickets for your flight to South America tonight.
Flight 314?
Yeah. Well, now look, if we can't make it, how long are these tickets valid for?
They're valid for 1 year, sir.
1 year. All right, thanks. She'll get longer than that.